Alrighty. How's everybody doing? Welcome to another edition of Talkin' Dodgers. I am Robbie. This is Mike. Max has the night off, unfortunately. So we're going to be missing some of our key stats, but it's fine.
We don't need stats or analytics. We're going to wing this puppy.
That's right. Max is a little overrated anyways.
I don't know about that. We love Max.
All right. Well, this episode is brought to you by Command Creative Studios. Looking to jump into the podcast world and start making your own content? Command Creative Studios is your one-stop shop for professional audio. With a team of audio engineers, music composers, and graphic designers, Command Creative Studios can get your podcast sounding professional as well as looking professional. For more information, please visit commandcreativestudios.com. Mike?
Hey, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe
That's right.
button.
Hit the like and subscribe button.
You want to hear something cool? I got some insight from one of our subscribers. His name's Colin DeQuino.
Yeah, what do you got?
Hey, he's out of Marietta, California, plays high school baseball for the Chaparral Pumas.
Okay.
Hey, gave us a shout out. He likes our show and just wanted to say what's up.
Excellent.
Yeah. Kid's a ball player.
What position do you know?
No, I think he might be a shortstop, but he's a travel ball kid. Got a new chasing his baseball dreams. Hopefully we'll see him in the big leagues. I will say, take a wild guess of his favorite all-time Dodger is.
Oral Hershiser.
Next. He's a pitcher. I'll give you that.
Oh, Hideo Nomo.
Nope.
Is he playing now?
No.
Ishmael Valdez.
No.
Ramon Martinez. This is a terrible game. Just say it.
No, it's not. 90s, early 2000s, maybe.
Dude.
Reliever.
Eric Gagne?
That's it.
Okay.
Eric Gagne is his favorite all-time Dodger, and his current favorite Dodger is Mookie Betts. Kind of hard to disagree with you there, Colin. Those are some valid, good baseball players.
Those are some top quality picks right there.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's talk about what's on deck for this episode. Dodgers DFA Jason Hayward. Yamamoto is coming back in September. Let's welcome back Max Muncy, and the Ohtani watch is now 39 home runs and 39 stolen bases. This is kind of exciting. But let's talk about Jason Hayward really fast. It's a little shocking, to be honest with you. The Dodgers DFA'd him. Let me pull up this article really fast. To be honest with you, I was thinking that he might do like an IL stint.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit offline.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the odd man out? One of our listeners, Nick, brought it up earlier today. It was going to be the big four, right? Obviously there's a log jam when people are getting healthy. It was either Kike, CT3, Hayward, or maybe the center fielder was going to be the odd man out here. We thought for sure they'd hold on to him a little bit longer, right?
Well, no. I think Hayward was definitely going to be gone. I don't think Hayward was going to be on.
But this early?
This early is kind of shocking.
Right.
But I don't think Hayward was going to be on the playoff roster, because once Mookie Betts decided that he's going to be playing right field, once that decision was made that he's not going back to shortstop, he's playing right field, there's really no spot for Hayward. And Hayward's kind of limited in what he can do because he doesn't play any other positions like, Chris Taylor does or Kike does. They're versatile. They can play infield, outfield. I mean, one of them even pitches sometimes. Like there's just not a spot for Hayward, especially since he's only batting like 200.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer, man. He hit that 3-run bomb in the 8th the other night and
that was
won the game for us, and then he doesn't get a rep and then gets DFA'd. That
is shocking that they didn't. If they knew they were going to DFA him, obviously a while back, probably. So you thought that maybe they figured your last at bat's a 3-run homer. We're not going to top that, so we're not even going to put you in the game on Wednesday. Let's just sit you out. But
he was a good Dodger, though, man. I liked him. I just wish he would have played a little better.
I liked him. The writing was on the wall, though. Like even last year was like kind of a bounce back year for him, and it just didn't seem. I mean, I had high hopes for him. I thought if he could just like perform the same way that he did last year, then you find another person that he can basically split right field with. Maybe it was Paez, someone else, but batting 208 wasn't going to work. Wasn't going to do it, considering you can only play like really one position. So through 63 games, he recorded only 6 home runs, 28 RBIs, and he batted 208.
Yeah, that's not going to cut a J. Sorry,
that's not. And the way Chris Taylor was playing before he got hurt, it seemed like he kind of found his groove a little bit. It just made sense. at least if you had to pick between Chris Taylor and Hayward, even though as of right now, the way that they're both, the way we've seen them both are like throughout the season, like they're at the bottom of the list compared to like the pickups that that the Dodgers just got. Also with the players that just came back.
Well, I think CT3 is also a utility player, right? Like you mentioned earlier, if you had to pick between Hayward and CT3, CT3 can play multiple positions. If we have any injuries down the line and you didn't have CT3, I mean, all you can put is Hayward in right and you got to shuffle everybody else.
I mean, yeah, but even with CT, even with I can't do CT, even with Chris Taylor,
fair enough. All right,
even with Chris Taylor, you got Kike Hernandez, which basically the both of them are pretty much the same player.
I agree.
Right? I think Chris Taylor's got a little bit more pop than Kike does at this time, but I think from what I've seen in Kike's defense, at least lately, even though because Chris Taylor hasn't been playing, I think Kike played a really good third base towards the end before Muncy came back. And I don't think I've seen Chris Taylor play that good of defense on third base. Granted, he hasn't played a lot of third base, but he played more shortstop. But now you've got Rojas, you've got Tommy Edman. Like
Edmonds,
like you've got other shortstops that could play that position. And you got Rojas plays third base. I think Tommy can play third base. You've got, obviously, Muncy can play third base. I mean, there's a lot of options throughout. Like, that's what makes this team so good, is that a lot of them can play multiple positions. And, I mean,
I agree.
I mean, crap, when we thought Freddie Freeman was going to be out for a couple of days, they were saying Muncy was going to play first base. Don't forget, Muncy, I think, was a Gold Glove caliber first baseman before they got Freddie Freeman. I was kind of a little bummed he wasn't going to be playing first base. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of versatile on the team. And unfortunately, Hayward was not part of that. So,
well, speaking of Muncy, he's on fire when he came back. We'll talk about that a little bit later,
we'll talk about him a little bit later. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. We're going to see if we can pepper that on throughout this entire episode. See if we can maybe get a couple more people to smash the like, smash the subscribe, check out the Patreon page. Yeah, I mean, it's a bummer, Hayward, but the writing was on the wall. I thought they would have. I thought that they were going to keep him even through in the roster expansions, and then put him on don't put him on the playoff roster. But I thought he would have been a good cheerleader. You know,
you think they DFA'd him to give him an opportunity to pick up another club to play for the rest of the season?
Maybe they probably had a conversation about it.
Like, hey, like, what do you want to do? And he probably wants to play this year, or maybe go back to Atlanta, or who knows what.
Maybe they probably had a conversation. So we'll see. All right.
What do we got next on the agenda here, Robbie?
So Yamamoto. Let's talk a little Yamamoto. I figured we should talk pitching a little bit, obviously. Because I kind of wanted to bring up Walker Buehler again, but I feel like we've talked enough about Walker Buehler right now. We'll talk about him a little bit more when we do the Mariner Dodgers recap.
Yamamoto pitched the other day, right? Or today, 2 innings or something?
Yeah,
like a simulation.
I got the stuff. Let me pull up the stuff for you.
I just got a little excerpt of Roberts today, and he was saying he pitched 2 innings, but his velocity or some of his accuracy started falling off towards the tail end, so he's still a work in progress.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was just before I was on my way over.
Oh, you got a source for that article?
No, I don't. It was it was an interview. No, it was a live interview.
Okay.
Yeah, Roberts said he did all right in his simulated innings. With 2 innings, he started tailing off, but he's not ready for a rehab start back at AAA or whatever.
So this is what I got. So let me see.
He's not there yet.
He's not there yet, and it's unfortunate he's not there yet. So Let's see. They're hoping that Yamamoto is going to do a rehab start in the next couple weeks, and they're hoping that he's going to be back halfway through September. I mean, it's going to be cutting it close for him to be ready. That sounded about
right based off of what Roberts was saying today.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Check it out. So the Dodgers have, I don't know, really bad luck with starting pitching. You got River Ryan, Tony Gonsolin, Emmett Sheehan, Kyle Hurt, Dustin May. They are all on the IL or not going to be coming back this year. And then now you got Tyler Glass now with a 15-day IL. And whether he actually comes back when he's supposed to come back off the 15-day, who knows? Give him as much time as possible, I guess, unless it's like, a really bad damage. But Yamamoto,
we need him to come back, right?
Yeah. I mean, Glasnow's supposed to be your ace. Your ace is supposed to be Glasnow. Your number 2 is supposed to be Yamamoto. And then I feel like we can start preparing for Yamamoto not coming back.
I think they need to prepare that way.
I mean, I think that's probably why you're going to give Walker Buehler a little, like at least 1 or 2 more chances to kind of figure things out, because I don't see Yamamoto coming back being as effective as he was in the beginning of the season. Because
true.
If he can't even get past 2 innings right now, he's got a long way to go to fully get stretched out and kind of fully get back in the swing of things, because I mean, he's going to have to make some adjustments off the bat. And I don't know if you want him to try to make those adjustments in the playoffs.
Well, yeah. And so this goes back to what we talked about in the last part of the pod before, how we're going to end up relying on Walker Buehler, and he better get his together. He needs to get stronger. One more start for him to dial it in.
I mean, the good news about Walker Buehler is that the last start that he had was at least a little bit better.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
It was a little bit better. You could see that fire in him. He got really pissed off in one of the calls by the ump. Like they were barking at each other back and forth. Like, he's got fire in him. I mean, if he can figure it out, like, what an addition he would be. But
are you concerned if Walker Buehler struggles and Yamamoto doesn't come back? You think that gonna be a problem coming into the playoffs and hunting for a World Series? I
mean, Yamamoto looked really good. Like, besides the first game of the season when he got lit up by the Padres.
Yeah, first, yeah.
Like, after that, his first, the next couple starts, he had really bad first innings, then he would settle in, and then he just figured it out, and he was pretty locked in.
Yeah, I didn't get an opportunity to watch him too closely the first half of the year.
Dude, his check this out. So he posted a 2.92 ERA, he had a 1.07 whip, and he had 84 strikeouts in 74 innings.
That's pretty damn good stat line.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the guy you want. Unfortunately, the Dodgers signed him for a 12-year, $325 million contract for a guy who only pitched 1 day out of a week, and you kind of overused him in the beginning of the season.
It's like my 5-year-old. He breaks a brand new toy because he's so excited. Got to pace yourself with those pitchers, man.
So, I mean, if you want to talk worst case scenario right now, Glasnow's elbow is a little bit worse than they're telling us, and then now you don't have Yamamoto. So
that's a problem.
The question you're going to ask yourself is, who's your number 1?
It's got to be Flaherty.
Flaherty's number 1?
Flaherty.
Okay.
Kershaw.
Okay.
Stone.
1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3.
And then if you can get Buehler, there's your 4.
Yeah.
If Kershaw can continue to get better like he's doing right now, like if his next start, he's playing the Rays. Rays are a way better hitting team. I don't know about way better. Let me look at the thing. They should be a better hitting team than Seattle because Seattle was last in the league.
Yeah.
Let's see. They're not much better. They're 27th in the league in hits.
Yeah.
Batting average 26. But it's still, okay, we can look at it. It's another good stepping stone for Kershaw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anything, you should try to get Buehler in this matchup.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, get him in against a team.
But anyways, if Kershaw keeps moving in the right direction, and if Buehler can figure it out, and Flaherty stays the way he is, and Stone pitches the way that he just pitched the last couple of games, you get decent starting pitching. But it's good. But I still think that Yamamoto and Glasnow adds that feeling of certainty that you're going to at least get a good start out of him.
Yeah,
he's going to be competitive.
We need him. Let's be real. We need a healthy Glasnow to make a run of this thing. I mean,
I think so.
I don't think we need to go on about it. But back to Yamamoto. Hopefully he gets back and is ready for playoffs. I guess time will tell, right?
I think we're going to know a lot more in the next week or two whether that's even an option.
Speaking of week or two, who just came back?
Muncy.
You want to segue into Muncy? Or you want to go on Yamamoto a little bit more?
No, we could segue into Muncy. Is that your way to do it? That's pretty weak, but we could do that. Okay, let's segue.
Know.
All right, really fast. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. Smash it. Let your friends know. Help us spread like a virus. All right, so welcome back, Max Muncy. So here's the thing. Max Muncy, I feel like, was the missing piece to this lineup. Because now you're able to
I was skeptical of you, but after his tear that he's done since he's come back, it's a completely different team and lineup. Welcome back, Muncy.
Yeah.
Kind of like welcome back, Cotter.
A little bit. Welcome back, Cotter.
Yeah, my man Muncy, he's doing good.
It's not just what he's doing right now. It's the fact that you know that he can do something.
And he looks confident at the plate.
Oh yeah, he does.
Like
his first at bat, like they threw him a high fastball to strike out, and he did not look anywhere close to it. I was like, oh man, he's gonna have some rust.
yeah, but that one he hit out, his first home run was that was a high fastball too, I think.
Check this out. So since coming back, he's only played 3 games, right?
Yeah.
First game he goes 1 for 4, homer, 2 RBIs. Next game he goes 1 for 3, homer, 1 RBI, 2 walks. Next game he goes 2 for 4, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. Dude, in 3 games he has 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, 6 RBIs. He has 1 RBI less than the entire Seattle Mariners team got in this series. Seattle Mariners only scored 7 runs through the 3 games. Max Muncy had 6 RBIs. That's pretty awesome.
No, that's way awesome.
But he's also, dude, he's batting 7th.
You talked about it earlier episodes about how loaded this lineup's going to be because everybody's healthy. You can't pitch around anybody.
No.
And especially with him and Lux hitting the way they are, I like what we're seeing.
Yeah, and Lux and Muncy are hitting in the most appropriate time right now. Teoscar Hernandez has kind of cooled off a little bit. He's not like mashing the ball as much as he was when he first or after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
He did go 2 for 4 in the last game, but he's been looking pretty shaky for a while. But then you got a guy like Muncy who can step up and fill in that gap. That's what they were missing is when Ohtani would go, when Ohtani would go in a little bit of a slump, which I feel like he's kind of hitting out of it right now. Even though he's hitting home runs, he's still stealing bases, but that average is dropping still. It's like 291. It went up a little bit, but it's still dropping.
But with a healthy lineup, we're not.
You can back people up now.
Exactly. We're not relying on one guy to win the game or 2 guys. A couple guys can have a poor game or just not great adding at the plate, and the rest of the lineup, the way it's constructed right now, can win ball games.
Yeah.
I mean, and Seattle was a great pitching team.
They were number one. They were the number 1 in the league.
Yeah, and we've beat them by hitting.
I am just very excited with this lineup, and I cannot wait to see what they actually do. I feel like they're going to go on such a huge run in August. They're going to right now. The Dodgers now are 4 games in first, right? They added another 2 games.
Within the week. Mets beat San Diego tonight, right?
Yeah, but Arizona's now ahead of Padres are 4.5 games out. Arizona's 4 games out because Arizona didn't play today. If the Dodgers continue playing the way they are, I feel like they're going to get another game. And then another game, another game.
Maybe get a 6 or 7 game lead.
They got to keep pace. You'll see it kind of come down a little bit, go up, come down. But I feel like as soon as September hits, as soon as they get into September, I feel like they're just going to go on fire. They're going to have their best. They're going to have the best month that they've had all year. As long as everyone can stay healthy, and it's going to be a lot. It's going to have a lot to do with the offense. I think pitching, they're going to be figuring out the starting pitchers. You're going to maybe see some people sway a little bit. Obviously, we don't know about Glass now. We don't know about Yamamoto. Hopefully, Kershaw trends in the right direction. But I really think you're going to see the hitters just come alive now because now they know that they have backup, and the people they're going to be forced to pitch to you.
And there's not so much
next person after him.
And there's not so much pressure on the other guys that hold the lineup when everybody was out. So I think everybody relax and hit. And I don't know. I think they're starting to hit their stride. We talked about them weathering the storm with the injury bug, and I think it's coming along. If we can get a couple more pieces in the bullpen and starting pitchers stay healthy, I think we're making a good run at this thing, and we're starting to come alive.
Yeah.
I like it. Welcome back, Muncy.
Welcome back, Muncy.
Yeah, dude. Well, I told you I was not. I was skeptical that he wouldn't come back strong. You proved me wrong.
Well, it's only been 3 games. He can still slump down for a little bit. I mean, there's no way he can keep this pace that he's doing right now.
I agree, but I didn't expect him to be so dumb. I mean, he came back from an injury against one of the best pitching lineups in the league, and was I wouldn't say mowing him down. Was hitting the tar off the ball.
Right.
Anyways, good things.
How many more games do the Dodgers have left for the season?
You're looking it up right now?
Trying to.
All right, well, Robbie checks that up. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell your friends. Spread us like a virus.
And I guess I could just look at the standings.
You could look at the standings. That's all right.
It's fine. I'm going to figure that in a second. So let's jump onto Ohtani watch right now.
Yeah, where's he at right now?
Ohtani's got 39 home runs and 39 stolen bases.
Is he going to get 40-40 before the end of the month?
Dude, he can get 40-40 tomorrow. So what I'm trying to figure out right now is, but my phone keeps locking up on me. What does he have to average?
To what? To get 50-50?
Yeah. So there's also never been a 45-45.
I think he can get 45-45. And he's the fastest player to get the, like, I think.
Yeah. Fastest player to get to 39. Like, fastest player to get to where he is right now.
122 games. The other closest guy was like 140 games or something, or 100 and something like that. Like 15 games longer to get to this spot. I think it was Okuna. I don't remember exactly who it was, though. I read it.
Well, if Max was here and he wasn't taking a sabbatical.
Yeah, he'd be able to tell us those stats. I told you we need him. That's okay.
It's fine. Whatever.
That's all right. Hey, we swept the Mariners. We're on a good pace right now. I think we're doing all right.
All right, so Ohtani, 39
Let's keep this
homers.
Podcast on pace.
39 stolen bases. So right now it is August 22nd. So, I mean, realistically, Ohtani has a really good shot to get 50-50. And, I mean, right now I feel like he's already a lock to be MVP of the National League.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, first DH to win the MVP. He's going to be the first DH to get 40-40. First DH, I think, to ever hit like 40 stolen bases.
That's pretty amazing. He's a power hitter and can steal that many bases.
Yeah. And he's, well, it helps that he's batting leadoff and there's no one ahead of him. So, I don't know. If you had any insight on the Ohtani thing, if you want to shout that out now. If not, we're just going to move on. There's not much else to talk about.
Well, do you think, let me ask you this. You think when he can pitch again, should he pitch or just stick to being a DH?
No, he's got to pitch.
If he doesn't get hurt.
I mean, part of his thing, I mean, his big thing, the draw of him is the fact that he is a pitcher and he's also a hitter. I think.
Well, what do our listeners think? You think he should pitch and hit?
I mean, the Dodgers are paying this much. I want to see him pitch.
I do too.
I feel like it's, I mean.
What about as a reliever? Could he be a reliever?
He might be a pretty good closer, actually.
Like, then you keep his arm somewhat healthy. You don't lose him at the plate.
Well, the problem is hurt. A reliever, you're not going to send him to the bullpen in the middle of a game to go warm up. Like, I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, do it like Little League. Just pull him out of the dugout and put him on the mound to relieve.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I'm kidding. I don't really mean that.
Yeah, no, he's a starter or nothing. I think he'll probably get like, I don't know, 5 more seasons of pitching out of him at least.
Yeah.
And then at some point he'll shut it down and he'll prove his point. Just only stick with hitting.
Well, if they go to a 6-man rotation, it wouldn't be that big a deal, right?
It still blows my mind that they didn't do a 6-man rotation this year. It really blows my mind.
I agree with you.
Like,
I think 6-man rotation is the way to go.
The Dodgers didn't have one pitcher to start the season that I felt was a workhorse that could last the entire season that wouldn't benefit from a 6-man rotation. And this is the other thing that I was thinking about. So, since we're on this subject.
Yeah.
I feel like part of the reason why there has not been a 6-man rotation is because the players are interested in the individual stat. You know what I mean? Like if they want to get a certain amount of strikeouts, if they want to...
Well, I'm sure there's incentives in their contract too, right?
Sure. But those things, not only for the incentives of their contract, but also because baseball is a numbers game. And then you can go back and you could look at, how many strikeouts you had for your season, how many strikeouts you had for your career, blah, blah, blah. So if you take games away, then obviously that's going to hurt maybe your value in as far as getting another contract or hurt your chances of, Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I agree.
Those kinds of things. But then as I thought about it a little bit more, if maybe you could put together, I don't know, like somebody who's smarter than me, which I'm sure there's probably some documentation online. Maybe Max could find it. Maybe if I thought about this sooner, I could find it. If you went to a 6-man rotation, and what you could do when you're in a 6-man rotation is now that you're more rested, you're able to now, instead of only pitch 5 innings, you can go into 6 innings, possibly 7 innings per start, right? So that means...
Makes sense to me.
Overall, let's say if you look at the Dodgers as a perfect example, with the exception of Gavin Stone, every single starter... Well, that's not true. I don't know if Flaherty ever went on the IL in the beginning of the season before the Dodgers got him. But we'll say every pitcher that started with the Dodgers was either already on the IL or has now been on the IL, except for Stone, right? We can say that.
Yeah, correct.
So, but if you had that extra day rest, that means that's games that you're not losing because you're not on the IL. So now, Glasnow is going to miss at least 2 games, possibly 3.
You heard he might be longer than 15 day, maybe, right?
I'm hearing he's going to be longer than 15 day.
Well, let's hope not.
But at least he's going to miss 2 to 3 games at least, right? So that's innings that he probably could have gotten, if you do the math, if we're not going to do the math, blah, 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 extra innings, so forth, yada, yada. So I'm just wondering if it's been more beneficial. Would you still have the same amount of innings? Would a Dodger pitcher, I guess, average the same amount of innings if they went if they did a 6-man rotation and went 6 to 7 innings per game throughout the season without going on the IL? Are you doing the number crunches? Is that why the phone's in your face? Or are you texting somebody?
No,
I'm talking deep.
I'm trying to look
Dodger thought, and you're texting somebody.
I'm not texting. I'm looking up. No, because I recall reading today that the Dodgers brought up a pitcher, and I was trying to look it up.
Who was it?
I don't know. That's why I'm looking.
I'm going to sip my drink.
You interrupted my focus of looking up stats because we're missing Max.
Oh, shout out to Teriyaki Madness.
No free shout outs. No, I think 6-man rotation is a way to go, but I think another reason why they went after Flaherty midseason is they didn't have that. They didn't have the confidence in having a 6-man rotation early on.
Even if you look at the Dodgers next year, so let's say Ohtani's now. They're like, he'll be fully recovered. He's going to start the season.
Okay.
Yamamoto, Glasnow, Kershaw, just those 4 pitchers, those 4 starters that you have contracts for next year. Each one of those would benefit of having an extra day off.
I agree.
Rest.
100%.
Each one of those 4, right? That's safe to say. Now you can talk about River Ryan's definitely not going to be back. He's having Tommy John surgery. Tony Gonsolin, I think, could be coming back next year.
What's he out for? Do you know?
It's going to be 2 years.
What's the injury?
Tommy John.
Him too?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Emmett Sheehan, Tommy John, he's not going to be back next year. Kyle Hurt, I believe he had Tommy John. He's not going to be back next year.
That's 4 guys?
I believe. Tony Gonsolin had his Tommy John surgery last season, so he could come back at some point next season. Dustin May, I don't know if they actually said if he was a Tommy John. I don't think he was, but he should. I think he's supposed to be back.
Quick question on Big Red. Are you a Dustin May fan? You like him?
Yeah, I love him.
You think he's going to be elite?
No. You want to know why?
Because he gets hurt.
Because he throws 102 miles an hour and his arm's going to fall off every time.
He's just, yeah.
I don't think, if he's got so much movement on the ball when he throws it, I can't believe anybody hits him at all.
Agreed.
He looks amazing. But in the way he throws, he's just injury prone. I feel like he's just that pitcher is going to get hurt all the time.
Because he throws too hard?
Yeah. Well, he was supposed to come back. They were this month or
who?
I think
May?
They were talking about May was going to come back either in August, September, but then it got pushed back to not even bother till next year. So, but May is going to be in the conversation for coming back to start. They might move him to the bullpen because they don't want to overwork him. But that's another guy that would totally benefit from an extra day off. Gonsolin, another day off. Those guys, everybody you have signed as a starting pitcher past this year would benefit from a 6-man rotation. So I just don't understand.
I think the league,
you have enough pitchers to do it. It's not like you have a you have to go find somebody else to be part of the 6-man rotation unless they're all sitting there saying, I don't want to do that because it's going to hurt my individual stats. I don't see why the Dodgers don't do that.
6-man, that's kind of a hard argument as a player if you're getting hurt. Everybody's getting injured. So to me, maybe what they might need to do is MLB needs to grant an extra pitcher on your team. Well, that's what we talked about last week. One extra starting pitcher on your roster, and especially if they go to that 6-inning rule.
Yeah,
they're going to need a 6-man rotation. Robbie, as far as what you're talking about, I agree. I think most of our listeners could probably agree with that because injuries does nobody any good. They need to rest.
If anybody has any extra thought on a 6-man rotation and why they think it would work or not work, please send us a message. Let us know what you're thinking. Also, don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. Help us spread like a virus.
Yeah, our listener Nick had a lot of input on that 6-man rotation. And
love Nick.
Nick, shout out to Nick.
Shout out to Nick.
Yeah, we also have agreement that the extra inning rule needs to go away. The runner on second.
That is not baseball. I don't understand that.
It's dumb.
That rule needs to go immediately. The fact that it lasted, that pisses me off. That's the number one rule that pisses me off in baseball.
And the shift.
Shift, if you want to make baseball more exciting, eliminate the shift completely.
Yeah, just bring back steroids.
And bring back steroids. And give everybody a jetpack.
All right.
Okay, let's gonna move on. That's gonna be it for the player recaps.
Are we in an ad spot?
We're in your ad spot. Let's see what you got.
Oh, I'm gonna run my first ad spot.
You're gonna run your first. You're doing Max's spot. Go.
Yeah. Hey. All right. Player Spotlight is brought to you by Rot Your Brain Media, the up-and-coming podcast company delivered to top quality content across all podcast platforms, from sports entertainment to in-depth movie and TV reviews. Rot Your Brain Media is your go-to fun and exciting content. Don't miss out. Visit their Patreon page at patreon.com/rotyourbrainmedia to support this dynamic new company and be part of something special. Subscribe now and get ready to have your brain truly entertained.
Nice.
Not too bad.
Hopefully,
first time.
Max is very proud of what you just did.
I better. I'm going to take his job.
You got to be better at stats. All right.
Well, he can have the stats. I'll do the advertising. Speaking of advertisement, if you're interested in advertising with us, give us a shout out.
Yeah,
we'll give you a shout out and take care of you.
Mike's the ad guy. You got to talk to Mike.
Hit me up.
Okay, so let's do the Mariners-Dodgers recap. So, exciting news. Dodgers swept. We've already talked about
Big
this.
sweep.
Big sweep. So let's do play-by-plays or game-by-game really fast. We're not going to stay on these too long because it's all exciting. We love it, but let's do it. So
hey, your boy Gavin Stone came out dominant.
So Gavin Stone came out dominant. So let's keep this in mind. So the Dodgers play the Mariners, best pitching staff in the league ERA, right? What do? They sweep them. Why do they sweep them? Because they have the deepest lineup in the league. The Dodgers have the deepest lineup in the league. So here we go. First game, Gavin Stone goes 7 innings pitched, only gives up 2 hits, 0 runs, only walks 2, but strikes out 10. Gavin Stone, I will say this right now, I was completely wrong. Gavin Stone did not need time on the IL.
Yeah, last 2 games he's been doing good, right?
Yeah, granted though, he also did just pitch against the worst team in the league as far as batting average. So the Mariners are so flip-flopped. They have the best pitching ERA in the league, then they have the worst batting average in the league. So big off or best pitching, terrible hitting.
Well, I think I want to touch base on Stone real quick. Just the fact that he went 7 innings is a big plus because we're talking about our rotation and stuff and people getting injured. We need our starters to go deep. So the fact that he went 7 innings is good.
It's also the trust that Roberts had in him because it wasn't like the Dodgers were blowing him away.
It was a tight game.
It's a tight game. The Dodgers only won 3-0 and they got all their offense from just 2 guys.
Agreed.
So that was pretty impressive that Roberts left him in there. Obviously, if things go awry and Stone gives up the lead, then we're sitting here having a totally different conversation. Like, oh, Roberts should have taken him out in the 7th inning, but I'm glad we're not doing that.
Yeah, he let him fight through it.
Anyways, I'm normally not that guy. But Ohtani goes 1 for 3. Lux 1 for 3 with a home run. And Muncy, first game back off the IL after missing, 2-3 months?
Mad Max.
1 for 4 with a homer, 2 RBIs on that homer. And that was awesome to see. And what sucks for me, but it's also awesome at the same time, is because I watched games on DirecTV stream. So if anybody has DirecTV stream, it's a streamed game, so it's delayed. It's got a buffer. So you're always like 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds behind of the actual broadcast. So I get alerts on my phone when the Dodgers
before
score.
It happens?
Yeah. So I get an alert. Oh shit, he's gonna hit. Whoops, sorry. My bad.
Oh, yeah, we don't curse on this podcast.
He's going to hit a 2-run homer, and then boom, 2-run homer. So that was nice to see.
You just got to put your phone away, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if it's more of an important game, then I'll, most likely I'll be more aware of my phone's going to do that.
I get it.
So anyways, that was nice to see Muncy come back and be relevant in the, right off the bat. And what was good, though, is before Muncy even hit that home run, they went through the lineup. You had Tommy Edman.
What'd you think of Edman? What's your thought on him?
Dude, I really like him. He's a little bit smaller than I thought he was, but he looks, what he reminds me of? So this might only apply to people that are actually listening to this that draft teams in Little League. But I have this certain thing that I'll write on my player eval sheet whenever I see certain players, and I'll write gamer. And so I do that too. I'll see these kids that are they just seem like they're just too small to play at this age group. They're just kids that are just haven't hit their stride yet. You know what I mean?
But they're gamers.
But they're just gamers.
Yeah.
If they just could put on, if they just grew another foot, they'd probably be one of the best kids in the league because he's a gamer. That's kind of how I feel about Tommy Edman. That
he's a gamer.
He's a gamer. I mean, he's not too short to play baseball, but I look at him, he just reminds me of that kid.
Yeah, stature. He doesn't look like a big, overpowering guy.
But he could definitely play. We saw that in his defense. He looked great in center field. He looks great at shortstop. He's fast. He's stealing bases.
Welcome addition.
He's a total welcome addition. And he's batting ninth. He's batting eighth and ninth. I feel like he's that good of a player. If he was on the Seattle Mariners, he'd probably be batting like second. He'd be batting like in the top of the lineup, top of the order. He would not be batting at the bottom of the lineup. That's how deep this Dodger lineup is.
We did our job in picking this guy up.
Yeah, you're welcome. We did our job. You're welcome.
All right. Well, Edmonds is a gamer.
I really like
gamer.
Him.
I like it.
All right. So let's go talk about Tuesday. So Dodgers win. Mariners 3, Dodgers 6. Dodgers obviously wins the sweep. So this is Walker Buehler's last game that he pitched. He went 4 innings pitched, gave up 7 hits this time, 3 earned runs.
Early on too, right?
So it sucks because that first inning, he looked like he was going to get out of it because it was like 3 pitches. He already had 2 outs. They were trying to jump on him early, and then he couldn't finish. He kept getting 2 strikes on all the batters, and then they would just somehow just get a hit or they would walk. But he was ahead of them a lot.
On the counts?
Yeah, and I really feel after that outing, and I'm going to do a prediction on Buehler in a second because now I'm remembering what I watched. He looked like he was just almost there because he had velocity on his fastball. He hit 98 a couple times. Like he's got the zip.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, it's really just figuring out the location because
you think it's mental?
He had. It might be mental. I think it's probably 50% mental, and then it's 50% still just trying to like trust that he can actually pitch again.
Yeah, I mean, he's pitching in the majors too. It's a little bit different than you know.
I feel like if he would have started the season with the Dodgers at this point of like where he's at as far as like rehabilitating, it would be he would be having a different time right now because he would be okay because he's just coming out of spring training with everybody. Like he's kind of like getting in the groove with everyone. I feel like he's trying to play catch up to everybody else right now. And
probably in his mind he thinks so too. I agree.
Yeah. But there's fire like you.
Yeah, we talked about that. He showed a little bit of fire, a little bit of attitude there.
I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
I missed that about Walker Buehler. So that's why I really hope that he figures it out. And I'm going to predict this. I think his next game, he's going to go at least 5 innings the next game. I think he's only going to give up 1 or 2 runs, but he's going to look good. It's going to be competitive.
I hope so.
Like right now, he's just not competitive, I think. Like he has his moments, but I think this pitching performance was better than the last performance. He just, there were times he threw breaking balls that were just like, they looked great, but he just couldn't
hit the spot. Yeah.
Like he would throw it on the second strike and it looked amazing, swing and miss, or like they would just look at it dumbfounded, like, holy crap, that's a great pitch. He just couldn't throw that pitch again. And it'd take him a little bit, like 2 or 3 tries. Then he would finally hit it, and then it would just be like this cycle of just couldn't get it done when he needed to. But I think his next outing, he's gonna look good.
I hope so. I mean, I think he's a big key to that. I'm drawing a blank.
Rotation.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, if you don't have Glass now,
you're gonna need Buehler.
I feel like you need that. That puts it in the spot where you could really use a good Buehler.
Yep.
I mean, if you have Glass now, it'd be nice to have Buehler, but if you don't have Glass now, I feel like you hit that need point. And if,
yeah, I agree.
Talked about it. All right. So anyways, let's talk. Ohtani goes 2 for 5. He has a triple, stolen base. That's his 38th stolen base. Lux goes 1 for 4 with a home run. And then Muncy again, 1 for 3 with a home run. And then here's the sad one. Hayward off the bench.
3-run homer.
3-run homer seals the deal for the Dodgers to win the game, and that is his last at-bat as a Dodger because 2 days later, he gets DFA'd. But that was an exciting matchup because Dodgers scored 6 runs. On Monday, the lineup looked great. The lineup didn't give you the runs you thought it was going to give you with being as deep as they were, but they just seemed super competitive. They were going up against a really good pitcher. Tuesday, now you start to see how deep that lineup is. Another good pitcher, but now it's like, Ohtani's going 2 for 5, 1 for 4 from Lux, homer. Muncy 1 for 3. Hayward comes off the bench. I mean, he's not part of how deep the lineup is anymore, but you just saw they're starting to make things happen, and it was great to know when they're getting down in the lineup, you're not going, oh crap.
Yeah, you're not. I agree, Robbie. They're again. You said again,
Ahmed's up. Man, that's gonna suck. That's an out right there.
Yeah, it's a number. Like you said, it's a number 1 pitching rotation in the league with Seattle, and Seattle couldn't get away from a good hitter. That, like you said, this lineup, top to bottom, is a tough out. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yep.
You think you can get past Ohtani, you hit Betts. You think you can get past Betts, you're into Freeman. Then you're into Teoscar, and then Lux and Muncy, and Edmund now, and it's a tough task for anybody in the league to face the Dodgers lineup right now.
Yeah. All right, let's go Wednesday. Dodgers win again. Mariners 4, Dodgers 8. This game is awesome, and I'll tell you why it's awesome.
No homers.
The Dodgers scored, 8 runs, no homers. You're looking at my notes, man.
I am.
So Flaherty goes 5 2/3 of an inning, gives up 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks. 100 pitches. So Flaherty, I don't think has been as efficient as we want him to be, but he still pitches and he's got this thing with even Glass now, where when Glasnow's in trouble, you still feel like he's in control, even though he's giving up runs. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Where it's the same thing with Flaherty, where there's runners getting on base, but you still feel like, well, yeah, there's a runner on first and second, but I feel like he's going to strike out this next guy.
It doesn't phase his personality and the way he's on the mound. It doesn't. He walks guy. It's not a big deal.
I would not be shocked if the Dodgers do offer him a contract. If he keeps pitching like this, and then regardless of how they do in the playoffs, I think they might offer Flaherty a contract. I don't think it's going to be like a 10-year Yamamoto contract or anything.
I don't think he's that good.
I don't think he's that good, but I could see them giving him offering a 2 or 3 years to stick
He's
around.
showing some good stuff though. In 100 pitches, he's consistent.
Yeah, he is consistent. Anyways,
what else we got?
Ohtani goes 1 for 4, so
yeah.
he gets his 39th stolen base this game. Betts goes 1 for 5. He has a double, 2 RBIs. Teoscar Hernandez goes 2 for 4, and then Muncy
again
2 for 4, 2 doubles, and 3 RBIs.
My boy, well, he's not my boy.
He's your boy now.
River Ryan's. I have a soft spot in my heart for my man River Ryan.
Dude, but your man River Ryan's not going to be in the clubhouse for a couple years, dude.
I know it, but Mad Max, dude, he's back. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I wasn't high on him when he came back. You were very optimistic, and he's proving you to be right. That you said when he comes back, he's going to be a big addition to this lineup.
I just got a message from my father-in-law. He just told me that the Mariners are expected to hire Ichiro as their next manager.
Well, I think they fired the manager today.
Did they really?
Yeah, it was on the news.
Oh, I missed that?
Yeah, later in the afternoon. But we're from the Dodgers.
I feel bad for that guy. What are you going to do, man? Your GM gives you guys can't hit.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You have the best pitching staff, best pitching rotation in the league, but you can't put up any runs.
I don't know. Oh, speaking of no runs and hitters and stuff, we had a good shout out to our guy Justin Turner at a homecoming.
Justin Turner.
I liked him.
I miss him.
I did too.
But at the same time, I could see why he's not a Dodger.
No, but what was kind of neat was they asked him if he'd be welcome to come back to the Dodgers, and he even came back and said even if he was on the coaching staff of some sort, he'd like to continue his career, non-playing career as a Dodger.
Yeah, I could see him coming back and being a coach for sure.
Yeah, he was awesome. Dude, he was so much fun to watch, and some clutch hits, and just I liked him. He was a good Dodger, but again, you got to stay relevant and play well to stick around in the league, I guess. Anyways.
Yeah, I think he's probably got maybe 1 more year in him, and then he'll retire.
Yeah, I agree.
And then he'll do something with the Dodgers for sure. It's no secret at all how much he loved playing for the Dodgers, how much he loves Los Angeles.
I think he's a Cal State Fullerton product, right?
Yeah. The fact that he had to play 9 years for the Dodgers, and and the Dodgers don't do as well as they did in the last 10 years if it wasn't for Justin Turner.
Yeah,
he had a lot of key hits,
absolutely.
A lot of key moments, not only on the field, but then apparently loved by everyone in the dugout or he's a well-liked dude.
He's
I'd
a
hang
true
out with
professional,
him.
I think.
I go drink a beer with him for sure.
So would I.
He's paying, but
shout out to Turner. Welcome home for a few games, buddy.
Yep. All right, I think it's going to do it for the recap of the Mariners-Dodgers series. Dodgers sweep. They're up 4 games now on the West.
Who we got up next? We're playing the Devil Rays, huh?
The Devil Rays. I don't think they're called the Devil Rays anymore. Did they bring the Devil back?
I don't know. Devil Rays.
So Miller's pitching Friday against to be announced. Then you got Kershaw versus Bradley, and then Snote?
Snote versus who's that? Boz?
Snote.
I don't know.
Who wrote that? Did I write that?
You did write that. Did you have a beer today?
Did I glitch? Hold on, let me look it really fast.
Well, let's start out. Well, while you're looking that up, you think Bobby Miller's gonna have a good outing?
You know what?
It makes me nervous.
I'm gonna say no because I keep thinking he's going to,
and then he doesn't.
Oh, really quick, I was wrong, by the way. Last podcast, I kept saying that Hershiser was talking about if Bobby Miller can get a secondary pitch to lean.
Yeah.
It wasn't Hershiser. There was a Fox game. It was crap. I can't remember. It was another pitcher, retired pitcher. It wasn't Hershiser.
Fox?
It was a pitcher. It was a guy on Fox. Can't remember.
But it wasn't Hershiser.
It wasn't Hershiser. I remember listening back to because I listened to that episode. And then once I got to that part where I talked about Hershiser, I was like, oh, it wasn't Hershiser. I thought maybe someone was going to message and say, dude, you guys suck, but it didn't happen.
Nonetheless, I agree with that. He needs to find a second and third pitch. Hopefully this is a coming out party and he puts it together this Friday night.
Well, I guess he throws like 6 different pitches, but he keeps changing the grip and how he throws them. And that's kind of one of the reasons why he's having issue finding consistency. So
he needs to shorten it down to like 3 pitches and master those. Then bring in a fourth.
If you talk about a guy who's you got 2 pitchers right now that are on short leashes. Bobby Miller is one of them, and then obviously Walker Buehler is the other one. I think Bobby Miller can hit 100. You know, obviously we've seen that Walker Buehler can hit 98. They're both fireball pitchers.
This is Miller's second year, right? Sophomore year.
This is sophomore year. Last year he looked great.
Sophomore slump, dude. Everybody seems to have that. Whether it's any baseball or football.
I think he would have pitched out of this if he didn't get injured because he started falling off a little bit before he got injured. I think if they would have stuck with him and he didn't go down, I think he would be a top quality pitcher right now.
Hopefully he gets it together on Friday night.
Hopefully. We will see. All right, so we got Bobby Miller Friday night. Let's see.
And then Kershaw Saturday night. He's pitching well right now. He looks really good.
He looks good. I would like to see a little bit more swing and miss. It's Stone. Stone's pitching on. I don't know why I wrote the other thing.
Yeah, you're right, Gavin Stone. What
did I write?
Oh, the letters are there.
Did I just?
You just put a T. You didn't spell it right.
Well,
Sante. You put Sante. But if you put the T 3 letters earlier, it's Stone.
It's fine.
That's all right. So wait, Kershaw versus Bradley, and you got Stone versus Baz. I don't know who that is, but
he's 1 for 2. He's got an ERA of 3.48, 36 Ks. So I feel like he's probably a rookie. He hasn't been up long. I'm assuming. I'm going to click him really fast. Let's see. Career. Let's see. It looks like he's been up since, he wasn't playing last year. He doesn't have any stats for 2023. So my guess is he was on the IL. Probably had some Tommy John surgery. Let's see.
What do you think here, Robbie?
Max would already have had this up already, but this is what happens when
Didn't
Max
you say earlier that we don't need him anymore? I think we could use his analytical and stat searching.
I miss Max.
That's saying a lot. I miss Max too.
All right. Well, anyways.
Well,
there's no reason why the Dodgers can't go in and get another sweep or have the Rays.
They should get a sweep out of this.
I hope so. With this lineup, let me tell you right now, with this lineup as deep as it is, it's going to shock me no matter who they play if they do not win the baseball game. It's like if the pitchers show up and if a starting pitcher shows up and they only give up 3 runs in 5 innings and then your bullpen takes over, that is a game the Dodgers should win.
Well, the Rays are 26th in average, 28th in runs, 27th in hits, 28th in homers, 19th in on-base percentage, 28th in slugging percentage. I mean, it doesn't seem like they can hit very well. So as long as our pitchers kind of play, we should be all right.
They walk a lot, though. They're 6th in the lead in walks. So throw strikes, man.
Yeah.
Throw strikes. All right. I think that's going to do it for this episode of Talkin' Dodgers. Thanks so much for listening all the way to the end. If you liked what you hear, please click the like and subscribe button. Please go check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/RotYourBrainMedia. Help contribute to the podcast, to this media company. Every contribution helps us create new content. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, tell your neighbors, your enemies, your mom's dog walker, your dad's dog walker. Tell everybody. Help us spread like a virus. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, Chris, Colin, and Nick, thanks for the feedback and thanks for following. Appreciate it, you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. Without you guys, why would we do this? Who knows?
We're not much to talk about.
Not much. On that note, we'll catch you guys next time.
Talking Dodgers.
Talking Dodgers.